Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Good evening. Have you seen the latest score, Rich?
Yes,
Millwall
it's
Leicester nil.
Yes, Norwich are winning as well, by the way. 1-0 in Sheffield Wednesday.
That's a lovely segue to your song, is it not?
Anyway, how's your internet?
Do your song.
Doesn't look great. Internet all right?
Yeah, fine. How's yours?
Ah, perfect. Do you want me to do a little song for everybody? Do you want me to say?
Yeah, go for it.
Can you count me in? Can you count? Can you count me in, Matt?
Terraces last night, apparently.
Can you count me in? Can you count me in?
I will. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Barclays falling all around us. Ipswich playing, having fun.
Tis
the season
for
back promotions. Merry Christmas.
Merry
Norwich
Christmas.
scum.
Norwich scum. One more
That was a good
time.
one.
Merry Christmas. Norwich scum.
There was the Tuanzebe song was on the
That was good.
Sung as well. Who sung that? Who sung that song? The original, Matt.
I don't know. But these were new. Were these new songs debuted on the?
The Norwich one was, and then obviously the Axel song. I've heard that the Villa sense. If you see him playing football with his head in with his feet, everyone's dancing to the Tuanzebe beat. Tuanzebe and Tuanzebe, Zebe. Oh, look, Martin's on about pissing up the Christmas tree again. If you watch Sunday's show, yeah.
That's a terrible image to have in your mind, isn't it?
Yes,
pissing up the side of a Christmas tree. I mean, it's not.
Anyway,
good
over 2.2K watch Sunday's show, over 2.1 last night's show. Talking town. And I've got my Sam Morsey beer mat.
There it is.
Morsey
Captain
Lager.
Fantastic, we called him last night.
Beer. Yes,
Captain Fantastic.
Get in.
So the big question I want to ask you, down at the same end where Richard Chaplow scored, was it the same amount of limbs or was it even better than that?
Well, I was there for both. And obviously,
you're there for both, right?
Obviously, 2015, my kids were obviously a lot smaller than they are now.
Yeah.
So where we were last night was right on the edge of the steps. And there was this steward who sat at the front and he looked quite scared before the game and I was smiling at him, giving him a wink. I offered him one of my family circle biscuits, Matt, that I was talking about.
This just did you take the whole box with you in your bag?
Yeah, we went to Sainsbury's, got a few bits before the game. So no, it's Christmas. It's Christmas. Come on, you get your biscuits. There they were, the family circle select.
Do they do the family circle all year round, or is that just like a festive thing?
See, that's a really good question. I've gone all Mark Ashton, haven't I? That's a really good question. What's your name?
Matt. I'm from Chelsea.
Yeah. But yeah, look, family circle and the tins of biscuits do sort of only come out at Christmas time. Put anyone in the chat, right?
Yeah.
Can you buy biscuits, family circle biscuits and boxes of biscuits any time of year? Because it doesn't seem like it. Yeah, waving walking sticks in the away end as well last night, Matt. Oh,
what did you get in there? Bourbons.
We had Bourbons, really? We had custard cream.
What did you get in the family circle? Did you get like Bourbons and things?
Bourbons. Yeah, we'll get onto that.
Right, okay.
We'll get onto the bag issue, Matt Stannard, in a minute. And by the way, Matt messaged me today. My heated gilet is here. He's got it. Heated gilet.
Is it?
Yes. I think I might be getting it Saturday.
Yes. Sounds good. So,
come on.
Back to the limbs. Was it better than the Chaplow limbs?
Right, yes. So like I was saying before, I was really interrupted about biscuit talk.
Yeah.
Anyway, what is everyone's favourite biscuit in the chat? Just for a bit of fun. There you go.
Let's get to the limbs first.
And we did find out, didn't we, when we had Chris on the other week about
Jaffa cakes.
Jaffa cakes are what are they, Matt?
It actually was a cake, wasn't it?
Yes.
I knew you'd know that, being a got with his solicitor's degree. Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, 2015, my kids were a lot smaller. So obviously, this time they've grown, obviously. And we were sitting right on the edge of the steps. We were in KK. It didn't start from the front, Matt. A B C D E F. It went A B B C C up that way, and then it went A afterwards. So we were on KK. Yeah. So decent seat. And I'm thinking, yes, if we score in that second half, we are right down that front. When we score, we are down there. And obviously, when Sam went through, it's like one of them moments, you know, when you just something happens like the Chaplow goal, and there's that little split second of silence because you're all, and then off it, and it went in and just literally straight down the front. Archie was somewhere. He said he was getting squashed. Ollie was. I looked to my right. He's on the barrier. I'm at the front here. I've looked down here. There's some lad on the floor, so we've picked him up. It was brilliant.
It was brilliant.
But yeah, what a moment.
We said on the show last night. So we had the Fisherman came on, which was great, and we had both members of the Formula One show on, Steve and Neil. They were on, and no one really envisaged such scenes, did they? After Watford went 1-up, and you know, did you feel sorry for Ladke? He's been so good for us, hasn't he? And it was just like a very rare error. Was that Sod's Law results in a goal, doesn't it? Albeit he made a great save in between, didn't he?
Yeah, he's a bit unlucky. Look, the way we play, I think this is 18 months, and we've not made an error.
Yeah. No.
Through even like when Christian Walton was in between the sticks, who wasn't so good with his feet. Obviously, Matt nicknamed him Two Touch, and then Haladke's come in, and I think. Look, if you continue to play this way, Matt, you are going to have. There's going to be mistakes along the way. It's just. I think it's part and parcel. And for me, it's like Kieran said when he was on the radio afterwards. It was as if after that we doubled down on it and we played even more from the back. You know, and this is the team we are at the minute. It doesn't seem to affect us when we concede a goal. You know, it was disappointing. It's disappointing. It's early in the game, which helps. You know, if you make that mistake, if he'd have made that mistake. We'll talk about later on for Morty's goal. But if he makes that mistake 10 minutes from the end and we lose 2-1, it's a little bit different. But you've made that early in the game and it's given you, you've got 85 minutes to rectify it. And we showed that we can do that. And we've shown that. I think that's the 6th time, in League and Cup that we've gone behind this season and we've ended up winning, which is, that's a really good thing to have, you know, the resilience and 1 goal down. I think was it Cardiff at home, Matt? We were 2 goals down and we come back. 2 down at Birmingham, wasn't it? And we're probably going to be somewhere along the line this season. We're going to have to do it again, you know, because that's just how football works. And obviously that run of when we, 6 games we conceded first? 6 or 7? It was crazy. So it becomes a habit then. Yeah, it's disappointing. And if you look at the goal, it is a great save. And he's a little bit unlucky in it because it could have gone anywhere. It's like if you make a mistake like that, can your mates get you out of the hole? You know, it needed someone maybe to just to throw a block in, or if it falls after he's done that save to like a Burgess or Morty was in there, which he didn't, and the guy stuck it away and it's 1-0 and you're thinking, here we go. But there we go. Adrian Garrett's going for a 9-point week. Wouldn't that be great? Love that. But we're on 6 already. Did you watch the game back today? You had a day off today. By the way, there is a link incoming after about half an hour, I think. So keep your eyes on the chat, guys. If you want to come on, anybody new as well. We'd like new faces, wouldn't we, Matt? Yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh, I mean, old faces as well. All are welcome. Yeah, but if you fancy it, new or old or young or old. Or... Where do you think Ladke was trying to do? Because you can see Burgess in the picture and you can see Leaf out by the touchline. He's tried. But it ends up with a sprayer. Yeah, he's tried to get it out to Davis, hasn't he? And he's just been cut out. And I did watch the game back. I was off today. I watched it all back. And I watched that goal. Do you like Watford in that yellow and black combo? Or do you prefer it when they had red, the Graham Taylor era? They used to have red because the seats are still red in Vicarage Road, aren't they? Nice little ground, Vicarage Road now. Yes, you're right, actually, isn't it? Smallest away concourse out the back. Yeah. And they now operate a no-bag policy, Matthew. Let's get there. I know this was rankled, didn't it? Well, we got everybody. We got there. So we always take the bag, got me family circle in, me flag, which they wouldn't allow as well. No flags. No flags. No, apart there was one. Man. Someone got one up, but I had the flag out at full time. If you've seen the on the video where they're holding it, and we've gone to go in. No bags. Wow. Only A4 size. What? A4 bit of paper. A bit of paper to measure it. This female steward said it's on your ticket, on the back, terms and conditions. Smallest writing. Yeah. Read it. No, it's not. It's not on there. Not in the small print. Nothing on the website. The club haven't said this. So I kicked off a little bit, stamped my feet, and they let me take my bag in.
You say,
and
then,
then later on, Craig wasn't there, and I messaged him, "Where are you?" "I'm outside." They wouldn't let me. So Jake, who he goes with, his little lad, he's got like one of them junior blues rucksack.
All right,
It's fucking tiny. They wouldn't let him take it in, so he had to go right around the other side of the ground. You have to take it. There's a bag. They've like a bag place where you can store your bags, and they collect them after the game.
Well, you have to pay for that, presumably.
No, it's free. I think it's free.
Oh, don't cost £1 note then.
But,
I thought that's where this was leading.
Yeah, so they didn't let the bags in. So yeah, we were lucky.
You did luck out, and the family circle and all that. Were you just going back to the start of the game? I know we've spoken about Hladky already. Were you surprised by the 5 changes? I mean, it seems to be part and parcel these days.
No, I thought they'd be.
Kieran would do that.
I thought Axel would play. I thought Brandon Williams would play. I thought Mass would play. Did I think Wes and Broadhead? I wasn't surprised Amari started. I probably would have played him instead of Broadhead. I thought Burns would have played.
Yeah, that was probably the most surprising one for me. I think Burns getting rested.
But you have to look at like the travelling, and I think that was part of. Look, I know footballers. Look, they're not travelling on bloody shitty coaches. They're comfortable and that, but it's still tiring. You've had to go to Borough.
Regardless.
Then they've had to go to Watford, and I think that did show a little bit second half when it was like we looked like we've had a game on Saturday. We look a little bit tired, but we went dug deep and like went to the well and he made the subs. They came on. Surprising to see Freddie come on. If I'm honest, he came on. And it's a strange one because I think. Does Kieran have these subs playing in these games? Because you think Dane Scarlett hasn't been used, Matt, for the last. He didn't get on Saturday.
No,
he didn't get on in the last home game.
I mentioned talking to Dane. Mike Woods went to Orient Derby. I mentioned this last night on Saturday, and on came John Jules, and it got me thinking: is Dane Scarlett any better than John Jules? Particularly, he hasn't really shown it, and
he's fitter. He's fitter because John Jules, that was always his issue. That's always his issue wherever he's been, Matt. That he's had injuries.
Look, that goal at Shrewsbury, he scored at home against Cambridge, didn't he? That kind of volley at the far post. I mean, look, I'm not digging out Dana at all here, but he's come with such a fanfare and best prospect, but he's not.
Well, if I'm Spurs, if I'm Spurs, and like obviously all these top clubs have like loan managers and they deal with the loans, I'll be looking at him and thinking he's not getting the minutes. He's gone to town, and has it really benefited him so far? Not really.
But can you ever see him breaking through at Tottenham? I can't.
I don't think he plays for Spurs. But is there a case in January that Spurs might recall him and send him out somewhere where he gets more game time?
Is he getting lost in that kind of like? Because we had what's his face, Troy Parrott, didn't we? I think he said John Parrott. Then that's the snooker player.
Yeah, good player, John Parrott. I liked him.
Yeah, he was very good. But yeah, Troy Parrott, he was. Is he still a Spurs player? Was he actually?
He went to MK after us.
Preston, he was.
He's at Preston.
Another one of these, just sort of, been to us, got an opportunity, didn't really take it, I guess. I mean, that was hard, I suppose. It was in lockdown, wasn't it? But look, I mean, it's just weird though. We did discuss this last night that 1 minute Caden Jackson's getting the minutes, then it's Dane, then it's back to Freddie. I mean, it's just rotation on the subs, maybe.
It seems like here he's got a knack of keeping everybody happy, Matt. Everyone's getting minutes somewhere along the line. Axel comes in last night, plays really well, and Wolf is on the bench. But at the minute, look, when you're winning and when your team's doing well, I think everybody's happy, aren't they? And they've all bought into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Just Twanzebe start for you on Saturday. Then are you going to keep his place? Or
I thought he was really good last night, and you're seeing obviously the player that he is. He's played obviously Premier League, played for Napoli, short home period.
Still there, still one.
And he was on the radio. Brenner interviewed him, and they said about when he had. They've obviously got together, him and Kieran. They've put a program together, to get him up to fitness, and now he's playing. Yeah. And then Brenner asked him about now, could you go back to back? And he sort of answered. He did in a roundabout ways. He was saying, like, that's the next step, because he's obviously played at Rotherham, the Millwall game, and last night. And they've all been midweek games. But when the Saturdays come, he's stepped out of the team, and Wolfenden's come back in. Whereas,
good point. Yeah,
Saturday, because sooner or later it's interesting, and you think you look ahead to January, and it's going to be Burgess is the one who goes away. and Wolfenden's going to be playing with Twanzebe. Well, he's played, 3 games so far? 4 if you had the Carabao Cup, because he played in that game and Burgess was playing. He hasn't played with Wolfenden yet.
No, of course. Yeah, very true. Good point. Are you nervous about Burgess going now?
I think he's one of these. He's one of these players who I said at the start of the season I thought he'd struggle and I didn't think he'd be good enough. And I've eaten my words and I think he's been excellent. But he's one of them players now who it's like last night. No one's really speaking about him, but I thought he had another solid game. And we're hoping it's the dynamic changes, doesn't it? When he goes away, because Axel plays on that right, Wolfie plays on that right hand side. Well, one of them's going to have to play on the left. You know, and it could affect the balance of the team, but we don't know yet. So we'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it. And look, Burgess, we are all saying he's going to go, and I'd be pretty surprised if he wasn't selected. But you never know, Matt. He might not. You don't know.
Might get injured. Hopefully not. I mean, you never. Breaking news: Sheffield Wednesday have scored at Carrow Road. It's 1-1.
Ooh.
Sheffield Wednesday revival continues.
Come on, the Owls.
And it's still Millwall 1, Leicester 0. That game's been played at Leicester. Plymouth are down to 10 men against QPR, according to this. Well, let's talk about Omari, because he came into the side last night and it was his little bit of trickery. It was actually a nice pass, from that kind of number 10 position, Harness, out to him. He comes into the box, doesn't he? Has a little shot, deflects off, was it Lewis? Ben Hamer tucks it away, and there's George. 5 yards.
Hurst is involved in that build-up, Matt, when he nods it down to Harness
at the start of the start of that move.
Look, Omari, I thought first half, he was our main threat out there on the right hand side. I think second half, I don't think we got him enough of the ball in the second half.
No,
and then obviously, but he kept him on. He obviously made the subs, and he moved him into the 10, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I thought he had a decent game, Omari. He also works hard as well. You know, he's not just a player who goes forward and he's got tricks. He does work hard, and like we said, them first 2 or 3 games, when I see him, I see him and he'd get touched and he'd go down, he'd be looking for them free kicks. None of that now. You know, that's gone. But I thought he's really good. He's a bit of a nightmare when he's 1-on-1 with a fullback.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a nightmare for the fullback, because he can go. He's not one of these players who can just go on the outside. He can come on the inside as well, Matt. And like you see that on the goal, comes in, has that shot. Hamer's, he's really unlucky there because it's a great save. It's the deflection. He's done really well. That's where, like I said, with our goal, with Watford's goal, when Halaki, the goalkeeper in them moments, you make that save. You do need a little bit of luck, or you need one of your defenders to bail you out.
Yeah.
Look, George Hurst, it's who is it said on the commentary? Who was doing the co-coms? It was Westlake.
Last night,
Ian Westlake.
I didn't have Town TV. I
think it was Westlake. When I see on the highlights, I think he said like a player like that, you could get 10 goals yourself from tap-ins. That is not luck. Don't anybody think that that's luck. He knows where to be.
Goal? Or sound goal.
If you're in that position, you know, George Hurst works so hard. We've said it on here loads of times.
Yeah.
You look, fair play to him. You're in there. You've got yourself a tap in there. You know.
And he played really well last night, I thought. And again, you saw all the endeavour, all the running, and he had a bit of a presence about him. Gave that bloke a forearm smash, didn't he, in the face? Got a yellow.
Well, it's funny when you're in the stadium and you see. Like, fans are going mad about the yellow cards. You see Hurst won, Luongo's up. Watching it back today, they're nailed on yellow cards. Luongo's taken matey out. Hurst is like literally, he knows what he's doing there, doesn't he? He gives him a wallop. Gives him a wallop. It's a yellow. I thought the ref was, let's just say, average at best.
What was the favourite one where he gave the throw to us and then about a minute later he changed his mind and they gave it to Watford?
That one.
That was on the near side.
I think, you know, when that's from the corner and it bounces and Hurst hits it, does that hit the post and go out?
I'm not sure, actually.
That might be what. The thing is, right, so Davis has taken the corner over our side.
Yeah.
And it's come in the box. Hurst has walloped it. It's flown out and it's gone over the other side. The referees let Davis walk literally right the way across the pitch. Probably 30 seconds, picks the ball up, and then proceeds to, I know, it's a Watford throw. And you're thinking, and there was the one after was when Town went 2-1 up, and the right back, it's gone out. He couldn't quite keep it in, and he blasts the ball away.
Oh, Mike said this. Yeah.
So kicking the ball away doesn't really matter if you're winning or you're losing, right? It's a yellow card. Doesn't book him.
Yeah.
Amari says something to the referee.
Out comes the
You can have a yellow as well. It's like, I don't know. Well, look, we've spoken about referees on here. We said it last season when we come up that don't expect them to get any better. They're not great, are they?
I liked how he got his yellow card out 18 seconds into the second half. Booked old matey for Watford.
Yeah, he pulled down Amari, didn't he?
Yeah.
Have a yellow.
18 seconds in. How do you think, you mentioned him there, how do you think, when you was, I know you had a different view to us, obviously behind the goal, but how did you think Luongo played, in comparison to Taylor? Do you think he had more of a presence about him than Taylor did against Borough?
I thought Jack Taylor played really well, like I said on Sunday.
Yeah, he did, yeah. Agreed, yeah.
But I thought Mass had a good game last night. I think he took he'd done some of the fouls that Morsey maybe sometimes does. He's took the yellow card, and there was a couple of times in the first half he's fouled people. Whereas Sam,
in a way.
Maybe he was the one. Maybe they talked about that. You're going to clatter someone, you do it instead of Sam.
Yeah. I think Luongo just seems to, and this probably comes from experience. It's not a slight on Taylor at all, but I think Luongo just has a bit more of an eye of bringing players into the game a little bit more.
Totally. Look, Emerson's Emerson's bang on there. Yeah, they are different types of players. Whereas Jack Taylor's more of a forward. He wants to get forward, and score goals and score worldies. I'm not saying Nass can't score, because we've seen he's scored some goals in his time since he's been here. But he's a different player, and I think he, like I said on Sunday, he plugs all them holes. He's got that experience.
Yeah.
He knows where to be. He knows when to make a foul. He's got the experience. And I listen to the Wednesday pod. I listen to that every week, and they always bring him up, Luongo, the type of player like
they liked him there, didn't they?
Yeah, they did like him there. He played really well there. Yeah, he was injury prone. But look, it shows that when other supporters of other teams are saying about him that he's a very good player. And he was a bit of a head scratcher when we signed him, and he never played. And we're thinking, what did we call him? Missimo. And he came on in that. And then we see him come on in that cup game against Burnley.
Yeah, Burnley. We're like, who's this?
And he made a really good tackle, didn't he, in the centre of the pitch?
Right in front of us, didn't he? Yeah.
And then you think, look, he's been one of the mainstays of the team.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been fantastic. Again, we've had to eat humble pie with him. I think Steve Parry's got it right here in the comments. Taylor is an 8, Mass and Morsey are better as 6s. You can see Taylor likes to get forward into the box and shoot from distance. I mean, look, but we know that Massimo and Morsey have scored goals from distance. But I mean, Taylor's a proper thunder bastard shots, and they like the Swansea Wolves games. I mean, that's great. That's just brilliant to have in your locker, isn't it? Yeah, fantastic. Well, let's get to the winning goal then. So I mean, I was texting a few people that I sit around with at Portman Road, and I was going like, they were worried we might lose. I was like, look, I'll be really pleased in the context of this game. I'll be really pleased with a 1-1, because that Ken Seamer, who we'd mentioned in the summer, Rich, he looked different gravy on the left, didn't he?
Yeah, he was giving Brandon problems, and we did say, didn't we, that was it a tactical substitution? I think Kieran said, I think he'd got a bang on his knee.
Not. Yeah.
At the time, you're thinking, look, he did struggle. He did struggle there. He's got a great way of wrapping his left foot around that ball when he's tight on that byline, and whips a couple of great crosses in. And you're thinking that was their two wide players, their main outlets. And they look. Don't anybody think that Watford are not a decent side? Look, I thought it was Sam Morsey. I listened to his interview this afternoon, and he said it was a little bit like West Brom. I thought they were quite a big physical team. Yeah. Craig said to me last night, sent me a text, how hench was Jake Livermore? Wow.
Yeah, I know.
He's been in the gym, isn't he? Pumping iron. I remember him when he was at Town. We used to sit in the North Stand when Elliot was little. And he gave Elliot his training top after. I think it was before the Leeds game. We beat Leeds. I think it was 2-1. I think Jason Scotland scored against them that day.
Okay.
But,
him and Andros Townsend came in from Spurs together, didn't they?
Yeah.
And they both lasted about 5 minutes from memory. Didn't last very long, did they? I don't think. Certainly Townsend Didn't.
Yeah, got bombed out, didn't he, by Keane?
Yeah, after that Swansea game, was it on the TV?
He scored in that game, didn't he?
I don't think they both played in that game. I think, and then didn't
He's
feature
playing
much
again.
on.
He's at Luton now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's done.
Just
Yeah,
Townsend.
exactly.
He's had
But yeah, you're
decent,
right about
decent
Liverpool.
careers. Look, Jake Livermore's had a good career. He was at West Brom, wasn't he? I suppose Chris. Don't know what Chris's thoughts on him, but he's been a decent player. But yeah, I thought the second half I think it was a type of game. It was when I watched back today. It was like neither team, Matt, really had control, did they? Of that, the ball was it was pinging around a lot. I think the conditions. I think if I'm being a little bit critical, I didn't think Leif Davis had his greatest game. He couldn't get the touch on it. It pinged off him a couple of times.
His corners weren't great either.
Yeah,
I think Watford had conceded 6 goals from corners this season, Rich. So there was a chance there of his delivery, but we didn't really see it. Just before you answer that, Rich, David Bergen, €10 in the old biscuit tin. The family tin. Go on, David. Top man, David. Thank you very much.
So yeah, it was like watching it back, and even at the time, it was like you're probably thinking this game's probably going to end 1-1. But if it wasn't, it was probably going to be a mistake, Matt, one way or the other, that was going to be the winner. Should we talk about the winner then?
Go for it. I mean,
we had a throw in, didn't we, on the left hand side?
Yeah.
So Leaf's thrown it into Freddie. Freddie spun, and it sort of come off him. If you watch it when it goes, I can't remember the player who had the ball before because he passed it to who. Morsey's on the move then, trying to shut him down.
Yeah.
He's on the move, and then it goes to who takes a really, really poor touch. I thought he was a bit. 3 times, I think he's not great playing out. He hoofed it straight out for a throw, and he's tried that switch straight out over the right back's head. But he's took a bad touch. But credit to Sam because he hasn't hesitated. He's on the move. So as soon as he's got the ball, he's nicked it off his toe. But I listened to his interview. He said he struggled to sort of keep his feet, didn't he? Because he's got the ball, and then he sort of stumbles a little bit, and then he comes into the area, and you think. Ladapo's there, isn't he, for a tap?
He's on the left. Yeah.
Now, if Sam doesn't score, Freddie's giving him an earful because it's literally. Yeah. And you think, I think they said, Matt, that was his 9th goal in 107 appearances for Sam Morsey. So he's not a prolific goal scorer by any stretch of imagination, but he's gone through there, and when he's got his balance, I mean, he's never missing, is he? Calmly strokes it in. Love his celebration. He was a little bit like, I thought he was doing like they're going to do the Conor McGregor strut when he's just strolling over to the away fans, isn't he?
Yeah, I was great. It was fantastic. As soon as he was through, I was off my seat. Oh, it was just brilliant. I could only imagine what it was like. You described earlier, the limbs. Town fans across the globe, Rich, all jumping up.
But it's one of them moments where this is how teams get promoted, win leagues. When you're not at your best, and I don't think the Town were anywhere near their best last night, but you've got that resilience, right? You can dig in. You can grind them results out. You know, we'd have all been happy with a point. I think we would have been. You know, 4 points. Yeah. 4 points from 2 away games, tough places to go, the Riverside and Vicarage Road. To get that win, I mean, and then I thought from then, what was that? That was literally bang on 80 minutes. So we had 10 minutes, and I think it was only 4 minutes. There's another rule that's disappeared out the window.
Yeah, where's the 13 gone?
There you go. I was happy, though, when the ball went up. I was happy when it was 4 minutes. I thought, But we're very professional now, Matt, and we know how to see games out, and we didn't really give up many. They did have any chances, Watford, after? I don't think they did.
They didn't have that many chances before, to be honest with you. They just had a lot of possession, and obviously
they did have one. I see in the second half when that corner flashed over from the right hand side. And the number 9. I mean, any touch on that
would have been in, but he didn't make the touch, did he? You got to connect to the ball.
But yeah, I just think we're real professional how we see the game out. And you're obviously nervous when you're a fan. You're watching. It always seems to me, right? I know it isn't, but you know when you're at a game or you're watching a game and you're losing. The clock seems to go a lot faster than when you're winning.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it does. It does. But like you say, Watford scored so early, didn't they? That, you know, at least we had the time to get back in the game, and you know, we've got the threat. We always looked, even when we were losing, we always looked quite lively. In the final third, I thought. Dave Bellingham, £9.99. Thanks very much, Dave. That's going in the family circles here. We're doing all right here, Rich. Get some more family circles in.
No relation to Jude or Job?
Yeah, so Dad.
Wow.
But yeah, we still, like you say, we said on the show last night, Hladky, chin down, wants the world to swallow him up. The lads have gone over there, haven't they? I think Chaplin's over there, Morsey's over there, Tuanzebe's over there. They're picking him up. And we still look like we had that threat in the final third, even at 1 down, didn't we?
Yeah, you've got to think. Look, everyone makes mistakes. Nobody does them on purpose. But it's like everyone, like you say, they went over to him. He's obviously a bit gutted, isn't he?
Yeah.
He knows he's made a rick, but he ain't made many. So dust yourself down, and we go again. Gov loves that phrase, doesn't he? We go again.
And we've got people coming on to the show. We've got Steve and Colin. Who will be first? Colin, Martin, press the buttons. Who we got coming in?
And they will appear.
It's Colin.
There
Colin,
he is.
I thought you were poorly. What are you doing?
He's got cold.
Yeah, I've got a stinking cold.
No, it's all this travelling you've been doing.
Don't think I'll be stopping me. Don't think I'll be stopping me coming from the Portman Road because that fucking well won't.
What time? What time train are you getting Saturday?
6:26.
I heard today the Black Horse 9 a.m. opening, not 8 o'clock.
Okay, don't worry, I'll go somewhere else.
We're going to be the Black Horse.
I was going to say, Rich, half time, Leicester, I'm watching it. Leicester 0, Millwall 1. And Millwall are playing well. They are playing really well.
They played 3 down to us, weren't they, at the break?
Matt and Rich, they could have scored a second directly after the first one. They played really well.
This is a name I've not seen in the chat. Tom the Triplets Dad.
I'm only half an hour back.
Oh, well done.
Tom the Triplets Dad. Love that.
Thoughts on last night, Colin?
Oh, like Richard said, I mean, I've been to Watford several times. Obviously it's an easy away day, really, for most of us. And everybody likes a London, if that's what you want to call it, a London away day.
London
it was just, I'll tell you what I compared it to, Rich. I ain't spoke to you today, but I compared it to Derby more than Barnsley. I thought Barnsley was through the roof. I thought Derby away last year. I thought last night was very comparable to Derby for atmosphere and whatever.
Right, best away day of the season so far, Colin, last night?
Oh, fucking well up there. I'll tell you what I'd like to say to you, boys. Obviously I've been through a lot of seasons. I don't know where I'd put it, because obviously I've seen Town, challenging for the title, say 7 or 8 times, something like that, 6, 7, 8 times. I'd say at this start of this season, this half season, if that's what we want to call it, would probably be up there in my top. And this is my 60th season. So I'd say this half season is up there in my top 15. I
suppose though, so you're saying that, Colin. Back when Robson was in charge, that was more expected, though, wasn't it? Because the team that we had. Whereas this season, and Craig messaged me this morning, and he's totally bang on. These are pinch me moments. The minute it's unreal. You're like we're there, Colin, last night, and we're all there at the end. Harry Clark's coming over. He's done one lot of fist pumps. Then he come back and done another. I mean, you're still having to pinch yourself and think. It is like a dream, Colin, at the minute. You keep thinking, where's it going to stop? Where's it going to stop? Because is there going to be some bumps in the road? But at the minute, you look at the table tonight. Look, whatever happens with Leeds, with Leicester Millwall, we've got no control over that. But if you look at the table tonight, guys, the 21 games, and we were on 51 points. Matt Taylor messaged me last night on the way home, Colin. To get to 90 points, we only need to go at 1.56 points per game. We're not even halfway through the season. 100 points. We've hit 100 points for the calendar year last night. That was 100 points under McKenna. I mean, this is some of the look. We've all been going to Town for years, but it's just there. You go. Look, Matt Wingard. His son reckons last night was his best away game ever. And I said this on the radio last night about. Look, we're going to look ahead to Norwich as well. You know, and you've said it before, Colin, about all the young fans, like even like people like Yatesy guys. You know, Curtis is in his 20s. He's never seen Town beat Norwich. You know, and Saturday's going to come, and we're all going to be there. We're all going to be there, Colin. We're all going to be there, and there's all going to be kids. You know, and this is memories that we're making forever.
I'll tell you what. I'm glad you brought up what you just did, because I was going to bring that up anyway. I make no apologies whatsoever to absolutely anyone about repeating myself. I'll get a bit emotional now. You know I do. I'm going to try not to. Every time I say it to you guys and everybody who listens to us, I genuinely 100% mean it. Apart from winning, which my father always wanted me to see, and I just missed it, okay? I never see us win the title. I was alive when we won the title, but I never actually saw us win the title. I was 5, 6 years old, right? But what I will say is, apart from that, apart from winning the Champions League, I've seen just about nearly everything else we can win. And I've been a very, very lucky person in my lifetime. And what I'm going to say now, I'll say from my heart, and I'll tell you, I've said it for weeks and months now. This club is going through the roof at a rate of knots. And your children, Rich, and younger children, I think, in the next 5 or 6, in the next 2 or 3, 4 or 5, 6 years, I firmly believe that this club, once they get back in the Premier League, with the owners and the people who are actually running this ship, I'll be very, very surprised. And Norwich fans, if you're listening to this, don't laugh. I'll tell you what, we're not coming back down. I'm telling you. We might be, you know, a bit of a kind of, what would I say, like a bit of a Brentford, or that's what I can see us being. I can see us being a bit of a Brentford or a Wolves, and then going on from there. I really
Brighton's blueprint, isn't it, Colin? I think Brighton is the blueprint. Yeah, Brighton. I think Brighton's the blueprint. You think where they came from, the Withdean Stadium, the running track around it, and then here we are 20 years later in the Amex, playing champagne football and beating the likes of Ajax in Europe. I mean, you know, the blueprint of success is there, isn't it?
Look, Matt and Rich, we always talk. We have done for the last 6 to 9 months. We talk about Luton, don't we?
Yeah,
you know. Yeah. I mean, look, we went to Watford last night. Luton's only just down the road. I mean, Watford have got I'm not going to say 10 times. They've got a 4 or 5 times better stadium than Luton. Well, no, I will say 10 times. 10 times better stadium than Luton. But Luton are in the top flight. So, you know, are we a bigger club than Luton? Of course we are. Are we in a lower league? Yes. But we won't be for very much longer, in my opinion.
So you're going on about like Norwich, and like one of my memories, Colin, is when we went to the playoff game when we lost in 15 under McCarthy, and my kids. I remember it when what's the lad who scored the penalty? Wes Houlihan scored. Now my boys were only little then, and I remember Ollie bawling his eyes out, and I'm thinking he was what was that 7, 8 years ago?
Yeah, 8. Yeah,
he's 15 now, and he's the size of me, Colin. You know he is. But you think the hurt that he had that day, and we all had, we can knock this. Look, I know Norwich fans will say if they lose on Saturday, oh, you've only beat us once in 14 years. But we've got fans who've never seen us beat Norwich, you know, and it was the norm. It's the norm. I was listening to the Talk Norwich City, Matt, with Chris and Jack. And Jack has never seen Norwich lose to Town. Well, let me get this straight, boys.
But Rich, you've also got friends, e.g. myself, I like to think that I am, friends and fans of my age group. Right, if they're banging on about, oh, we ain't beaten for 14 years, yes, fact. That is a fact. Right, any Norwich fans watching this, ring me up and have a chat with me, right? and I'll give you some facts about that you hardly ever beat us for about 30 years, right? So that's history. Like, wait a minute, Richie, wait a minute, Matt. Like, you keep banging on about your little facts of 14 years, right? The 14 bloody years of dominance that you've won nothing, right? You got a couple of little promotions, well done. You come straight back down again. Well, when we had our 25 years of dominance, we were winning things and still beating you.
What's your favourite Norwich game, Colin?
Oh dear, Richie. Well, one of my favourite players of all time, as you know, was Colin John. And that was my first ever derby at Carrow Road with my dad. And we won 4-3. And Bill John got a hat trick at Carrow Road. I'm not saying that's his favourite, but you imagine a 3-4 at Carrow Road. Your favourite player got a hat, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I can remember a 4-2 at Portman Road when Johnny Walk got a hat trick.
Was that Easter Monday? Was that Easter Monday, Colin, that game?
I believe so, yeah. That would have been Easter. But obviously, then there's the demolition derby. Where Alex got.
Funny you should say that because Mr. Maffey is on with us on Friday night. If nobody knows. 8 p.m. everybody, don't be late.
Oh, Rich, and then that funny, all that lot down the road, they always bang on about that hattie that a certain person got at our place, right? We all know who that was, right? But do you know, Rich, that's the only hat trick a Norwich player's ever got against Town in a local derby.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That recent?
The only one.
All right, Colin. We've got a few other people coming in, Colin. So we're gonna have to bid you adieu, and we'll see you Saturday, I guess.
Early doors.
You look after that cold, yeah.
Colin's got a big banner, by the way, that he's made.
Just before we bring someone in, Ben Moore, we saw your message in the comments there. Glad you're watching. Sending positivity, best wishes to you. Let's hope, for people like Ben Rich, that we can get those 3 points on Saturday, eh?
We'll be getting them. Don't worry, Ben.
The shellacking, Ben. Don't you worry. The shellacking is coming.
Oh, hang on. We've had 43 minutes, and that's the first time shellacking has been mentioned. I did mention it on Radio Suffolk last night. I thought I'd get that in when I was talking to Graham.
Yeah, stay positive, Ben.
What was your first derby game, Matt?
I think we lost 3-2 to Norwich, and Martin O'Neill scores right at the end. Do you remember that one? Was that a Boxing Day game? A
little bit early for me.
Yeah, it would have been about 82. I would have thought. Look, the one I can remember most is the one that's most recent in my memory is when Dos Santos is playing for us and we absolutely ripping apart.
My first one was 85. I sat in the Cobbold that day. That was New Year's Day. You know when they used to play on New Year's Day on Boxing Day, didn't they? You think now police would never allow it.
Yeah,
great, wouldn't
it? Allowed now, would it? No.
Town won 2-0. My memories were so Gatesy and Dazelle scored. My memories were it's when they had the cages at the North Stand end, and they had the pens, didn't they, with the Norwich fans?
So if you was playing a team with big support, they'd get both the middle one and the one on the left, didn't they? Yeah, they got
someone in the I don't know how they got it. There was a Norwich scarf had got in the Ipswich end, and it was hanging sort of in between, and they lit it. I always remember that because I was like, what, 9 years old?
Got the lighter out.
Then one of my worst derby days was when I was at Carrow Road. That was terrible. The closer equaliser when I was there, 96th minute. That was but the one was in the Milk Cup. The Milk Cup when we played them.
We both cried.
We beat them, and we beat them. We beat them at Portman Road, didn't we? 1-0.
That right?
I think Zondervan scored.
Oh, did he?
1-0, and then they lost, didn't they?
Right.
Yeah, we lost 2-0. Steve Bruce scored right at the end. I remember listening to it on the radio.
Yeah, me too.
That night on the bed, and I cried because I thought, I'm going to be able to go and watch Town at Wembley, first time ever. And
it's Steve Bruce. God damn it, stays with
we
you,
might be crying Saturday, but there'll be happy tears. Don't worry about that.
I think the first leg of that cup game, that semi-final, was on a Saturday, wasn't it?
Yes,
I remember that being a sunny day. It wasn't an evening game, was it?
And they had a goal. And I think now, it might have been Zondervan, Churchman's End. It was over the line.
You're
but
right, yeah.
Obviously, no goal line technology then, and we only won 1-0. And then obviously we went there. Davray got injured, didn't he? Got a really bad. I think he swallowed his tongue, didn't he, at Carrow Road? And he had to go off early doors. Yeah. And he went off, and then we lost 2-0. And but then we did relegate him that year, because I remember that was the game where Terry Butcher put the dressing room door in. I was about
to say that. He wrecked the door, didn't he?
And then we played them later on in the season, and we won 2-0 up there. And they won the cup, didn't they? They obviously won the Mill Cup, which they go on about. I think it was Asa Hartford scored. It was a big deflection. Sunderland 1-0, but then they got relegated. So there you go.
Gutted. Who we got next, Martin? Who we got? Who could it be? Like a roulette that can go around. It's just a black screen at the moment.
Is there anybody there?
Is there anybody there? It's a black hole. Anybody there? Oh, we'll carry on. We'll carry on chatting here. Well, the fight, albeit the 5-1 was awful, wasn't it? With Lambert in charge, the Bullard goal was unbelievable, wasn't it?
It's Kieran. He's in Australia.
Can you hear us?
Oh, not great reception.
Hey,
Can you hear us?
How are you?
How you doing?
Yep.
Oh, we can't quite hear you properly. Speak again, mate.
Oh, how are you? See if I can find some better Wi-Fi.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's better. As soon as you got up there, I'm jealous of
me...
those sunny skies.
Yeah, he's in Melbourne.
Stay with us, everybody. It'll be worth it. Calls from Australia.
It was 33 degrees out there because he tagged me in on Twitter yesterday. He was playing golf before the game. 33 degrees. He said it was quite humid. I was in Watford and it was pissing down. That's better. There he is.
There we are.
That's better.
Where are you? At home? Are you at home?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm at home. No work today, mate.
What's the time out there?
It's about 10 to 8 in the morning.
Can we have a weather update, please?
Yeah. Temperatures?
About 25 today, I think. Very pleasant.
Test match tomorrow, isn't it? Perth.
Today, our time?
Yeah.
In Perth. Yep.
Australia, Pakistan, Matt.
I feel like I should have been brought up in the Southern Hemisphere. It would have suited me better, I think. I would have been less grumpy.
Well, yeah, I'm ready to forgive you for wanting to sack McKenna in February, Matt. I've moved on.
Well,
these people don't forget.
Well, exactly. I said he weren't going to get us promoted on them tactics, and then suddenly it all changed, Kieran. It all changed.
Yeah, the Phillips effect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That's what we're calling it.
Did you get to watch the game last night or yesterday morning or whatever it was for you?
Yeah, mate. Yep. Get up, stream every game. Saturday games, they start 2 in the morning here, so it's a bit rough, but up for every game. And yesterday, midweek games are about 6:45 in the morning, so they're not too bad. But I was up and about.
My God, so you get up for every game, 2 a.m, regardless, the 3 p.m. kickoff.
So the game,
every game.
The Norwich. So what time is the Norwich game kick off? Because obviously it's early kickoff. So that's what time you.
It'll be about 11 p.m.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah. Oh, yes and no. I start work early morning, so I think I've got the Sunday off afterwards, so it won't be too bad. Yeah, the old man's coming down, so we're going to sit and watch together.
Town fan as well, is he?
Yeah. That's where the connection is. He was born and raised in Ipswich, mate.
Wow.
So. He was there.
Boys, yeah.
Yeah. No, he was there during the Robson era, so he was linked.
Where, have you ever been to Portman Road?
Yes, mate. Been there once. December 13th, I think it was, 1999. We played FA Cup versus Southampton. Went down 1-0.
Oh, well, yes, that was
the one on the TV. That's a replay, wasn't it?
Dean Richards got the goal.
Yeah, 1-0.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I was 17 at the time, and went and watched. Only been over to England there once, and went and watched that game, and then went up to Villa Park and watched Villa play. Might have been Birmingham in a derby, I think.
Okay, brilliant. So, what are you making of the season so far? Then is this beyond? Well, I know it's beyond everyone's wildest dreams, but what did you expect back in August when we kicked off against Sunderland? What would you have been happy with? In terms of
I tipped us as dark horses to finish in the playoffs. I thought anything top 10 would be a good result. I thought we might just have snuck around in the playoffs, and that would have been an excellent result. Yeah. But like the other 50,000 of us, or however many we're up to, I know Portman Road can't hold us all, but
1-1 Leicester.
Oh,
One. Oh, well, that's all right.
that's
to
all right.
God.
But mate, you can't believe it, can you? Every week we peel off another 3 points, and you just think this is unbelievable, and then we go again, and we go again.
Yeah. Martin says here on the comments, I said we'd have 60 points by now. Some people are never happy, are they? I mean, it's just, it is what it is. I mean, do you realise now we're on 51? Luton came third last season with 80. That's only 29 points away.
Yeah, it's unreal. Isn't it?
Yeah. Do you think we can keep the form rolling?
Look, I don't see why not. It's going to be a big test, obviously. Leicester Leeds, how we handle those games, and then if results don't go our way, how we bounce back from it. But I think we've got QPR and Stoke afterwards.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So a bit like when we went on our run last year, we had a couple of poor results, and we had a couple of the sort of bottom half teams to get us going again. It might just be what we need.
I think if you look, Kieran, obviously you say we got Leeds and Leicester over Christmas, but you get them out of the way, and then you've got to play Leicester away. I think now has moved to a Monday in January.
Yeah,
Southampton on Easter Monday at Portman Road.
Yep.
But other than that, there's no one we should be afraid of in this league now.
Agreed.
I reckon we'll knock Leicester off at Portman Road.
Well, I mean, look, we're sitting here thinking, oh shit, we've got Leicester and Leeds back to back, but they'll be looking at us and going, bloody hell, we've got to go up against Ipswich. I mean, I think if you're fans of those clubs, they'll be looking at us and thinking, shit, how do we stop them?
I don't know if you see today, Kieran, Lee Hendry's comments. The older Aston Villa player saying he thinks Town are going to be the team who fall. This was before last night's game. He said Town will fall away, and he sees Leeds taking second. Well, let me tell you, Lee Hendry, we are 10 points. 10 points clear, all the pressure is on Leeds and Southampton to hunt us down. What did Paul Lambert used to say? We'd rather be the hunted than the hunter. Well, at the minute, we know how that works. Yeah, we do know how that worked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, I actually hold no fear going to Allen Road. Like, I'm not expecting us to go there and dominate or even win, but I think we'll go there and we'll hold our own. There's no reason why, if we come away with a point, it's a wonderful result. And like you said, Rich, get Leeds out of the way. Don't have to play them again. Even if they beat us, they're still going to have to make up another 9 points on us over the course of the season.
We're still going to be top two, Kieran, going into the new year. And would anybody realistically, right? Would anybody have thought that at the start of the season?
No. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We'd have been happy.
Not with a straight face, I don't think.
No.
Yeah. We'd have been happy just sitting there in mid-table, I think. So Kieran, what we've got Steve waiting to come in. What's your prediction for Saturday, mate? What's your prediction? The shellacking?
Look, we got to stay humble. We'll 2-0 within 10 minutes. Then we go
2-1 Leicester, Kieran. 2-1 Leicester.
Oh, bloody hell! They've turned the corner. Yeah, you just think so, yeah? Just a couple.
Let's just make sure we get 3 points.
Yeah.
The result. We get 3 points. We roll on. 7 or 8-0 would be nice, but I'd take 1-0.
Just in the first.
I'd take 1-0 and 3 points.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. I'll go with that. We just want that win, don't we? We need that monkey off our back, don't we? This decade of domination or whatever it is. We need that gone. We need it gone. If we've got that squad of players to do it this time, doesn't it?
Blue Action welcoming the bus in. Another 6-0 would be nice.
Yeah. All right, mate. Thanks, Kieran, for dropping in.
Take care.
Thanks for taking the time, yeah. Brilliant, that. Look at that. Global. And from Australia, we go to...
Wait there, I'll be back in a minute.
He buggers off when I come on.
Going global, Steve. We're going global.
Back up north, you know what I mean? To me, I was going to...
What's your thoughts on last night first?
I was going to say, similar to what Colin said, there was a lot of comparisons to Barnsley, and I didn't really like those because Barnsley, the job was as good as done. You know what I mean? Yeah. We pretty much knew we were going to go up. You know, the likes of Bolton and them two games like Bolton and Derby, they were like markers, and it were like giving us like, hey, look, we can do something here. And that Borough and Watford away games, That's the vibes it gives me. You know, that we can go to their places, compete and win, just like we did at Bolton and Derby. And that's where I think there's still work to do, like there was then. You know, last season when we beat Borough and Derby, there was a lot of work to do. But there's still work to do. But we know we can go to Vicarage Road and get a result. We can go to Riverside and get a result. We can go to Stadium Light and get a result. You know, maybe they're not the nicest looking results, but they don't need to be the nicest looking results.
As long as 3 points is on the
You don't
back,
have to play champagne football. You just need 3 points.
Yeah.
And I think what was just said, I think we can play Leicester at our patch and give them a good game. We could get a result. I honestly think that, you know, the way Leeds lost to Sunderland yesterday, we're capable on our day of giving anyone a game.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what the championship is. There's still a lot of people fighting for things. You know, there's people fighting for relegations right now. There's people fighting to try and get in the top 6. And all them games are difficult. All them games are dangerous, even for the top 3 clubs. So we've got to focus on every single game. You know, Norwich Saturday, yeah, I think I'm more than confident we'll win. But I want us to say that, but I want the players to not think of it as an occasion, just think of it as another game. Yeah?
I think they probably will, to be honest.
Game, you know, and not play the occasion, because if you play the occasion, that's when excitement and nerves get to you. You start, and like Matt Allen said on commentary, you start doing things that you don't normally do. You know, I want them to go in there, try and drown out the noise. Not easy, I know, but the professionals, and play the game that they've been playing. Play the same way they played against Millwall.
I totally agree with Steve there. I think, and if I'm in the Norwich camp, that's the way I want to turn it into, that it gets a bit emotional. Because I think that's the only way, Steve, that they can beat us.
Yeah.
They turn it into a battle, get people maybe losing their heads. There might be a red card somewhere. That's the only way I can see Norwich beating us. If Norwich come and try and play football, I think we'll see them off comfortably. They're actually winning now 2-1, Matt, by the way.
Oh, damn it, it's coming on.
It's Sheffield Wednesday, isn't it? You know, they're in this.
True, yeah.
You know, but I do think that that's the way we've got to play. I'm pretty sure, you know, Kieran McKenna will, you know, he'll be instilling that and saying, look, well, that's what we're going to do. That's what we've done all season. Why are we going to change for one game?
Yes.
And it's worked well so far. You know, we can do whatever the hell we want. You know, we can go apeshit. You know, we can play the occasion.
Oh, Southampton are losing, by the way, boys.
Oh, nice.
That's a good one for town.
We can play the occasion.
Yeah, we get emotional.
I'm loving it right now. Like I said, you know, I said 8th to 12th at the start of the season. So, you know, I was looking at it last night. If we just win 10 of the next 23, we get 81 points. 81. Just with 10 wins, you know. And we've got like 25 games to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking like, well, surely we're going to win more than 40% of the next 10, next 25, you know, and that's a guaranteed 81 points. You know, that's way above my expectations from the start of the season. So I've already won. You know, for my own personal feelings, we've already won. You know, we've far outstripped anything that
16 victories, Steve. I mean, in 21 games.
Yeah, and it's like all we need is another 10 out of 25, and we get 81 points. You guaranteed the playoffs with 81 points. In some seasons, you guaranteed promotion with 81 points.
Luton came third with 80 last season, Steve.
Exactly. So I know the watermark's probably going to be a lot higher. But you get all these pundits and that saying, well, we're going to fall away. Yeah, but everybody else is dropping more points than us. Leeds are dropping more points than us. You know, even now, you know, with their great side, they lost to Sunderland at Stadium Light, which we didn't, you know. And that was a tough game for us because it was our first game back in the Championship. We didn't know what to expect. None of our players knew what to expect, you know. Leeds have got 20 games. Leeds have had 20 games to realise what it's like to play Sunderland at Stadium Light. They couldn't do it, you know. So, you know, it makes me laugh when they just come out with these lazy comments saying because we're the smaller, as in their minds, the smaller club, and they've got more money, that we automatically fall away. But what I see us having is desire, determination, effort. You know, sometimes that can get you far more than money. You know, you only have to look at the likes of Everton, look at the likes of United, look at the likes of Chelsea. Money's not doing them much good because they haven't got the things that we've got: teamwork, togetherness, effort, And I think that can get you a hell of a lot further sometimes. Yeah, obviously money helps.
Well, we had that in the Premier League, Steve, didn't we? Under Burley when we finished 5th. That was those kind of principles, wasn't it?
And then
plugging the laptop in.
We spent a boatload of money and we got relegated. You know, sometimes money is not the answer. Sometimes just having the right structure, the right person in charge, and the right players can get you a lot further. And I was thinking about something not so long back. It was like when we had Marcus Evans. You know, I don't think it was actually Marcus Evans that was the problem. It's the structure that he created. You know, he had money. If he had footballing people like we have now in charge, I still think we would have done a decent job. I don't think we'd have got relegated. It's just he never had the CEO. He never had the recruitment department. It's been turned around as something completely different. And we've actually got proper footballing people in proper positions. And I think now we're reaping the rewards. And one thing I do hope we do is start looking in the European market, because I think there's good quality players in there for a lot cheaper. I see a lot of people saying we go for Smodic and things like that. For the price they want for people like that, we won't be paying. I don't. But I think you could get someone just as good for probably half the price in Europe. You know, there's some good young players in Europe. You know, let's not forget. You know, a lot of these top stars that are in the Premier League, most of them came from Europe. You know, and they came from these.
I remember Mahrez getting. Didn't he get? Let's scout him out of the French second division or something.
Yeah, he got for peanuts. Absolute peanuts.
How much is that guy that? What was it? That guy that Brighton sold. He only came for a million or 2 million or something. They sold him for 120. Yeah. You know, so the players are there. And Casado, that's the one. You know, so the players are there, and I think that's the market we need to have a look at. I'm not saying, you know, now if the one's there, I want the right players. I don't care how much they cost. I don't care if they cost me £50,000 or 100 million. They've got to be the right people, the right players. Yeah, and that's more important to me than just going out spending money.
Now we've broken the 50-point barrier, Steve, and like, you know, we're not even halfway through the season yet. Do you think Town fans should start thinking, instead of thinking, oh shit, you know, Leeds could catch us, should we start thinking, you know, can we pip Norwich can we pip Leicester to the title? You know,
I don't think we should be worried about anything else. I really don't. I think a lot of us are spending far too much time worrying about where Leeds are, worrying about where Leicester is, worrying about where Southampton are, and focus on where we are. If we don't finish in the top two, we don't finish top two because nobody expected us to finish in the top two. No. None of us expected to finish in the top two. You just look at the budgets. You just look at the players they've got. Get a grip. Right. You know, they've got better players than we have. They've got more money than we have. Yeah, we're doing this on, like I said, effort, desire. And
they ain't got the team spirit we've got, Steve.
No, we want it more. Yeah. You know, and that game last night, we wanted it more. And you could tell on the face of the players at the end, they wanted it, they got it, and they enjoyed it. And they'll want more of that. They will, after that game last night, they will want more of that. And if they can have that come the end of the season, Portland Road will erupt on the final day.
I mean, Steve makes a really good point there. I'd love to. I know when you're a footballer, Matt, and they say, don't they, we're just looking at the next game. We're not looking at the league. Now, do you really believe that? Because I think no, I don't. Because I think that somewhere along the line, you've got to keep your feet. I suppose when you're on the pitch, you're just in that moment, you know, and you're just playing that game. But like this week, the players, they must know that. And I know Saturday's game, right? It's only for 3 points. I know it's no, you don't get any extra for beating Norwich, but it does mean that little bit more to everybody, you know. And I think like people like, I don't know what Steve thinks. I think people like obviously Wolfie and Harry Clark, they feel it just that because obviously look, they're Town lads. And I'm not saying anyone else doesn't really understand because obviously like Morsey and these other players, they've played in other derbies. But brought up when you're that local player, you know, and this is where I'll come back to Steve going on emotion. Now, I'd say Harry Clark, Steve, is quite an emotional player. And someone like him, I'm really fascinated to see on Saturday how, because I think he'll start. I think now he's nailed on, you know, to start at right back. I'm fascinated to see how he reacts in that moment. And just, you have to play the game. I know you have to play it a little bit with your heart, but you have to play it with your head as well. You've got to be thinking clearly in you.
I think there'll be lots of discussions, if Wolfie and him start, and I think they will, because I don't think Axel's ready for 2 games in 4 days. Yeah. I think there'll be lots of discussions with them about positioning, focusing on doing your jobs. Everybody doing your jobs. Yes, we know your local lads, and we know, when you go home, you're going to be lauded by your family because, you've just won a derby. But you've got to focus on your job first and then put that second. I think there'll be lots of conversations about that.
Yeah. I'm sure
that's very difficult. I don't know what it's like to do that, because I'm sure it's very difficult. When Morsey scored last night, I got shouted at for waking granddaughter up. So, it's like, the emotion's there, and you can't take that out of somebody. Yeah. So how they temper that,
I totally agree.
I just hope they don't try to rile them up a bit, especially with them being defenders, and to try and make them, be a little bit too aggressive to try and like I said, do things they wouldn't normally do. Because, like Rich said, it's probably their only way to get a win. If they play us, they won't get a win. They've got to try and at least reduce their numbers if they can, and if they can't, try and make it a bit ragged, because that's their only hope of getting a result.
100%.
And even if you look at it on paper, even if it ends up being ragged, they'll struggle with that, because the Preston game was pretty ragged, and they couldn't even score there. So, I'm worried for them both ways, in my own way, being a bit generous. But all I hope for is we win on Saturday. The Leeds and Leicester game, I want to do the best we can. Yeah, I'm not expecting anything from either of them. I'll just say, do the best you can. If we get something, bonus, because we'd still be second, no matter what. Yeah. And then we go into, QPR and Stoke, then batter them, and then see what the others do. We've got to remember, this is the same as us last season. And how long did that drag on for, where we were behind Sheffield Wednesday? We never looked like we were going to catch them at one stage. And then all of a sudden, Sheffield Wednesday had a wobble and we started catching them. That took months.
It really
and we had to be flawless, virtually flawless for the whole half of the season.
50+ goals, I think he was, or thereabouts.
And right now, that's what Leeds have to be. They can't afford dropping points at Sunderland.
Yeah.
They've got to be flawless, because all we have to be is at 75%. They've got to be at 100. And if they're not at 100, they don't catch us. And that's where we need to be, because they will still drop more points. We will drop more points. Yeah. It's who drops most.
Yeah.
I just thought we don't drop more than 10.
Yeah, exactly. We just happen to have that 10-point cushion.
If we drop 9 points between now and the end of the season, we go up. Simple as that.
Yeah.
And there's nothing they can do about it.
Well, we're kind of in the Plymouth position a little bit. You talk about Sheffield Wednesday, Steve, because they never went away, did they, Plymouth? And I'm sure a lot of teams that have come down from the Premier League, their supporters are looking at us and going, well, bloody hell, we got the parachute money. Ipswich will fall away like your Hendrys. Yet here we are.
I think it's in more ways than one now. I'm beginning to have empathy with Plymouth. We're being treated like the way I was treating Plymouth last season. Turning around and saying you're only winning by lucky goals and things like that. That's what we're getting now. I'm thinking all right, calm down. But it makes me actually realise what I was doing to another fan base. I'm thinking, that was so bloody arrogant of me saying things like that. And I've got a lot more sympathy, a lot more kudos for Plymouth now than what I did last season, because of the way some, especially Leeds fans, treating us this season. I think it's disgraceful. We're not expected to be there. Yeah, you came down with a Premier League squad that, albeit wasn't good enough for the Premier League, which I think is bollocks, because Leicester should never have got relegated and Leeds should never have got relegated with them players. Not when there was clubs like Bournemouth up there. Come on, you haven't and Everton. And you've come down and you're now stamping on the little guy saying you're ahead of us. Well, that's because we're doing better than you. That's it. That's all it is. We're doing better than you. And you don't like it. Well, hard shit. Accept it. Will we end up being better than you? I don't know. They don't know. But they keep saying the wheels are going to fall off. Well, they haven't yet. So until they do, just say, well done. It's simple.
Love that, Steve. Quick prediction for Saturday.
3-0.
Love that. All goals in the first half.
Shoot, sweet, done by first half.
Great.
And then
Cheers,
it'll
Steve.
be like substitutes.
Oh,
bring it back, mate. Bring it back. He hadn't finished.
Oh, sorry.
There we go.
It'd be like substitutes and booze for the second half.
yeah. Great one, Steve.
Right, look after yourself.
see you the weekend.
See you later, mate. I think we've got one more person to
Yes, we have.
in, haven't we? Martin,
Yeah.
do you want to bring them in? Ooh, we've got the...
Where is the internet? It's not great tonight, is it?
No. What's going on? In Australia, you could probably understand it, couldn't you? Out on the patio. Ben, are you there? Are you there? I wish I was recording on the patio. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
No. Oh no. Maybe you'll come back.
Would you take a 3-0 on Saturday? All goals in the first half?
Oh, there he
Here
is.
he is. Hello, Ben. You got your away shirt on, buddy?
Yeah, I do indeed.
I've asked for that for Christmas. I'm getting that for Christmas, I'm told.
What size?
Well, now, if I'd gone for large youths, I probably would have got it for about 30 quid. But no, I've had to go small adult.
55
I do
notes.
qualify for that, Ben. 55 notes.
55.
Yeah.
The leisure pound is tight.
The leisure pound is tight.
How are you, Ben?
I'm all right, all things considered. So yeah.
Did you get to watch the game last night?
Yeah, what's the game last night? What's the game Saturday?
Oh, brilliant. Well, you got the shout out Saturday, didn't you? Star of the internet now.
Yeah.
Were you confident on the game last night? Did you think we were going to, well, when we went 1 down, would you have just taken a point, or did you think we had the power to get back into it as it proved that we did?
I think every time we go behind, we do have the power to get back into the game. And I think if we go behind Saturday, then Noah's in for a long run. I think we'll get 5 or 6.
Oh
my God, I love that.
5 or 6.
There'll be another DVD out, another Derby Destruction DVD.
T-shirts.
Yeah, T-shirts. Talking Town merch. Who sort of impressed you last night for Town then, Ben? I know George Hurst's running was decent, wasn't it? Obviously, the Moulsey popping up for the goal.
Hurst, Tanzabi, I thought he looked good.
Yeah, he was
would you keep him for Saturday, Tanzabi? Solid, didn't he?
Depends on who. It really depends who they go up top. If they play Ashley Barnes, I'd probably go with Axel. If they play Adam Eder, then I'll go Wolf.
Adam Eder, is it?
Adam Eder.
Yeah, the Irish kid.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at Norwich team tonight. See who they got.
Who's got the goals this evening, Rich? Who's got their goals?
Ashley Barnes. Barnes has scored.
What? He's like a pensioner, isn't he? His dad's army.
Saints scored the first. They're 2-1. So they've got Eder up top. Well, it says here they're playing 4-2-3-1, and Ashley Barnes. Ashley Barnes is in the 10. Ben, I can't see that somehow.
Can't see that for him. Fucking hell.
I didn't realise two of their midfielders are South American. They got Sarah, is it the Brazilian?
Gabriel Sara and Marcelo Nunes. They're playing They're playing Kenny McLean at the back, Ben.
Yeah, I don't know
He's a midfielder.
I mean, look at this. Look at their centre back options: Danny Bath, Shane Duffy, Ben Gibson, Gordon Hanley.
Is Gibbs getting any game time?
Liam Gibbs, right? So I watched the Norwich City pod. They've tried playing Liam Gibbs in a 10. So Chris and Jack are not very happy with obviously. Well, they're not very happy because obviously they're supporting Norwich. But they said that Gibbs is never a 10. He's like your holding midfielder. But for some reason, Wagner's been playing him there. So he'll get an interesting reception Saturday, won't he, Ben? Liam Gibbs.
Yeah. The problem with Gibbs is this is his first taste of men's football.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So
what?
This is his first taste of football because he was under 18s with us, wasn't he?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you're absolutely
he did play
right.
one game, didn't he? He made his debut that game against Charlton. The COVID
years.
He
that's
played,
right.
didn't he? When Lambert was in charge.
I wonder if he regrets going there now.
Well,
but
you made your bed. You made your bed, Liam Gibbs. You have to. I suppose
it seemed like a good decision for his career, taking Ipswich loyalties out of the equation. He probably seemed quite a good career move at the time, I guess. But But as you say before, Rich, football comes in cycles, doesn't it?
Of course it does.
And the Ipswich cycle is coming.
Look, he's made that decision. He's crossed the divide. You know, he's obviously where would he be now? We don't know if he'd have stayed at Town. You know, would he have been part of the mix? Maybe not. He made the decision. He's gone. He's a nothing player. We shouldn't be worried about Liam Gibbs anyway. Saturday, ignore him. It's not like a big name, is it? Who's gone to Norwich? Exactly. Like when Andy Marshall come to Town. You know,
Trevor Putney, putters.
Well, yeah, Trevor. He's in the UK.
He's back here.
He's coming over on Friday. He's not at the game, but he's coming over. He's coming over for Christmas, I think, in the UK.
Brilliant. Good old Trev. Would you keep Harness in the side for Saturday, Ben? He played all right last night, I thought. No, Broadhead back in for you?
Yeah, you've got to go Broadhead.
100%. Harness is not
do you think Broadhead's looked off it in recent weeks?
He has looked a bit off it anyway. He's looked a bit off it anyway, Ben. But I think for Saturday...
High standard he's set, though, isn't it?
Saturday, you go back to your tried and trusted team, I think.
Yeah, and Burns comes in right, or would you keep Murray in there? Murray played well last night, didn't he? You got to think Burns, haven't you?
Yeah, you've got to be Burns, especially on their left back as well. I don't think much of.
Oh, it's the Greek lad,
or whatever his name is.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, the Greek lad. All right, Ben, give us your prediction, mate, before you go. What are you thinking?
6-1.
Oh,
you've heard it here first, everybody.
6-1.
Shellacking Central, 6-1. That is a shellacking. We'll take that. It's all 6 goals in the first half.
I'm in the director's box as well. Hospital sorted it out.
You where, mate?
Me and my dad are in the director's box.
Oh, you're at the game?
Really?
Brilliant.
Fantastic, mate. Fantastic. Well, make sure you give Richard a wave down in the cheap seats, won't you?
I'm just where you are, where you're looking down, just to where the away dugout is. I'm just down there, mate, so I'll give you a wave.
Yeah.
Brilliant that you're going to be at the game anyway. That's brilliant. I love that.
Brilliant, buddy. Great to see you, mate. Keep positive, yeah? Keep the energy.
Yeah, try my best, mate.
We'll see you Saturday.
Yeah, we'll see you Saturday, yeah? Take it easy, mate.
Do that, boys.
See you later, mate.
All the best.
That's great. He's going to be at the game.
That's brilliant. Great news. That's great news. Let's hope the Town can serve that shellacking up. We've had another €10 super sticker. I'm not sure what the difference is between a donation or whatever it is and a super sticker. Martin's never explained that to us, has he? But David's put in a super sticker.
Oh, go on, David.
€20 in there.
What a guy.
There we go. Look, we've done almost an hour and 20, 80 minutes, Rich. Another good show. Great celebrations last night. Should we say our predictions for Saturday?
3 more sleeps. 3 more sleeps.
I was going to say 3 goals then.
3 more sleeps. I think we have to be confident. You know, I think when you look at over the last sort of since we beat them since in 2009, and you go on the teams that they've had got promoted, they've always had better players than we have. I think you have to be honest. You know. Yeah. Oh, so we've saved goal from Abernite. Massimo, Wolfie at the back, Chaplin
Ben has put in a $49.99 super sticker himself. My God.
Thanks,
in. Ben. You're top man. What a lad.
Gov, what is he going to be spending all this money on? Blimey.
Oh,
you can get a new laptop. You can get that new laptop that he was on about.
New gear, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just have to be realistic over the last few years when we've played them. They have had better players than we've had. But now the wheels turned, you know, and now we've got better players than them. Yeah. 2 ticks. Let the dog out. Keep talking.
The latest member of the Talking Town team is Richie's dog, Poppy. I'm going to tell you what I think it's going to be. I think it could be very similar to that Millwall game at home, where I know we scored 3 in that game. I can certainly see us scoring 2 in the first half, maybe adding 1 in the second half. I think we'll beat them 3-0. And it'll be a great day. A great day. Ben's going to be in the director's box. We're all going to be in the Black Horse. It's the day we've been waiting for. The day we've been waiting for.
It is, Matt. When you get them fixtures come out, we all look at when you're playing Norwich, because we haven't played them for this is the first time for 5 years.
Yeah.
Norwich 3-1. Don't worry about them, leave A-list. They're playing Sheffield Wednesday. They're not playing the mighty Town. Don't worry about that. We should. Look, Kieran will get them in the right mindset, and he will, when he does his press, he'll play it down, because that is how he is. He's level-headed. Yeah. And like I said to Steve, and like when Kieran was on, the only way I think that Norwich got any opportunity of doing anything in the game is making it an emotional game.
Yeah.
You know, trying to knock Town out of their rhythm, how they play, break the game up. You know, turn it into a little bit of a battle. But we see last night, we've got more than one way, Matt, that we can win a football match because we've got the resilience. Yeah, like I said earlier, I'm fascinated how Clark's going to handle the occasion.
Yeah.
Because and we have to give Harry credit because, like, if we look back about a month, 6 weeks, everyone was waxing lyrical about Brandon Williams. He come in, he scored that goal against Preston. Yeah, Harry Clark's not going to get back in the team. You know, he's going to. But it's all about opportunities. And like Gov said, I think it was on Sunday when you were on about Halaki and he was on about Walton. I think that was when I wasn't on the other week when he said about Christian Walton, and he has to wait for his opportunity if he gets it again, and then he takes that. Whereas this is what Harry Clark's done, and he's coming to the side, and you have to give him credit because a lot of fans were saying he can't defend. You know, I think a lot of that, Matt, was at the start of the season when he had that Achilles. We don't know if he was, what was he, 60, 70% fit? You know, he wasn't training regular, which probably affected him. You know, if you're not training and then you're just playing the games, you're managing that injury. But I'm fascinated to see how he goes. I think, look, obviously Saturday we're all delighted that we've got our captain playing. You know, because he's the one who sets the tone. But I think all over the pitch, right, we've got better players than Norwich have. And look, the way we play at home, was it 9 wins out of 10? I think 17 wins out of the last 18. Yeah. I would be massively shocked if we're coming out that ground about, what time will it be? 20, 25 past 2, something like that. I'll be massively shocked if we're coming out that ground and we haven't taken the 3 points. You know, because I think it's all set up for, it's going to be a good day. It's a little bit different when you wake up and on Derby Day. You're getting up. It's obviously an early kickoff, so your routine changes a little bit. Yeah. But there is that little bit of, there has to be that little bit of nervousness. Because I know it's only 3 points, and I've said before, it isn't like it's just another game, isn't it? But it's not. It's a little bit bigger than that. Because for a lot of people who live like Emerson lives in Norfolk, you know, people like that who've got friends. They've got friends who are Norwich fans. Nunny. They've got family, and you want to get one over you on your old rivals because then you have the bragging rights until we play them again in April, which I did predict.
You did.
Tongue in cheek. This could be where Town seal promotion at Carrow Road. It's looking good at the minute, isn't it?
The dream season could be complete there.
I agree with you. I think the way we play at home, we are more than capable of blowing Norwich away in the first half. You know, and if we don't, I still think we've got enough in the team. We're patient. We'll create opportunities. Matt, I think Norwich have not got a great defensive record. No. You know, I think there's places we can exploit. I agree with you. I'd go 3-0 Town. I'd go 3-0 Town.
All the work done in all the main work done in the first half, I think.
Well, if you don't, look, it's a 95 minute game, so you just win the game. However we win it, it doesn't really matter. You know, just win that game. But I think Town, we do owe them a bit of a shellacking, don't we? We do. It'd be nice to see a few goals, wouldn't it? Yeah. You know, a few goals and send them home with a tail between their legs, and they can go back to Norfolk and they can all moan about their manager and is he going to go? Is he going to stay? We don't really care. We've got McKenna. You know, we know the direction that we're going in, which is on the up. Norwich are on their way down. Yeah, and look, there you go. Every game against this lot is history. Like Stephen says there, it is. You look back over the years when you've followed Town, Matt, we've followed them over 40 years, and you think of games you went to that you won, games that you lost. I remember the game on the telly. We'll probably talk to Alex on Friday about the game when we were given 2 penalties at Carrow Road, and then the referee changed his mind, didn't he, when it was 2-1. And little things like that, the Brian Gunn air kick, the Megson own goal. I mean,
Walkie sent off at Carrow Road.
Yeah.
Was that the last time there was a red card in his fixture? I think it must have been.
No,
Christoph Berra.
Yeah, I remember Lee. Was it Lee Power got sent off?
Oh, I don't know. Don't know that one.
Lee Power got sent off in the one in that was the one in the Premier League where Megson scored the.
Oh, was it from the corner?
Yeah, he come on. I think Lee Power come on as a sub. I remember like the game when Jamie Curtin had green hair for him. You know. That was the game. That was the Brian Gunn, the air kick, and there's just so many memories. And hopefully Saturday, like you say, the Santos game when Alan Lee was playing up front for Norwich that day. Another one. No,
he scored,
didn't.
He didn't score.
He did. No, he was another one who crossed the divide, didn't he?
He's apologised for that since, hasn't he? We love Alan. Yeah.
But I can't see anything other than a Town victory, and we're all happy come half two, and we can all go and celebrate, and then it just sets up the Leeds game, doesn't it? The next game after that.
It does. Well, we're going to be back on Friday with Alex. Fingers crossed. Mr. Matthew. Looking
3-1 Leicester. 3-1 Leicester. 3-1 Norwich. 1-1 Coventry, Southampton. We don't need to look. I know we look at all the results of these other teams and we look where we are in it. We got no control over anybody.
No, we're doing what we need to do.
Our destiny is in our own hands. And wouldn't it be great at 2:30? Because I remember the last couple of times Norwich had come to Portman Road and they all used to sing that they top of the league at Portman Road. We can give a little bit back to them because obviously we play before Leicester play Monday night, didn't they? They go to Birmingham. But look, it's going to be a great day if you're going to the game. Get there early. Get to the bus meet because these will be big.
Yeah, they are. Not as big as I thought.
Oh, look at these! You just got to pull the ring on the top,
and away you go. What time's the bus due in? Do you know?
The bus is due in around 11.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So
we'll be in the pub still.
So if you're going to go to the bus meet, I'd advise if you want to have a good view, I'd get down there pretty early. But if you want to stay in the pub and have a few more beers before and sing some songs, but look, it's going to be a great day, Matt, and I can't wait. It's
me too.
It is like I know Christmas is just around the corner, but it is like Christmas. So
all right, we'll leave it there, everybody. And to quote Nick Muller, who's in the chat, East Anglia is blue and white, not green and yellow. We'll see you Friday, everybody, with Alex Maffey. Take it easy.